Hi YouTube, please give me a moment while I connect to Facebook. We'll be getting started momentarily. And I think we should be live on Facebook. Hi everybody, welcome to the Strategic Swing Trader. I am Sami Abousaad, Director of Education at T3 Live. Hope you're doing well. We're gonna do what we always do, which is go over the market and then go over some swing ideas for next week. Before we start, as always, a standard required disclaimer to let you know that trading is risky and that whatever we discuss in this video is for educational purposes only. If you'd like to download a copy of my free ebook, link for that is in the description below the video. Without further ado, let's get started. If you find benefit in today's video, please be sure to hit the like button. And if you have any questions for us, reach out by emailing customer service at info@t3live.com. Again, info@t3live.com. Here we go. It's a two-step video, basically. Market review and then review of the swing ideas that I have for tomorrow, for Monday. So the market, as you can see, my friends, is in an uptrend, but it's a weak uptrend. It's not like we got going and then took off, you know, like crazy. No, we popped and then immediately pulled back. Especially in the Qs is weaker than the SPY, which is weaker still than the IWM. But I think I have a workable plan for the market. If we take out Friday's high, the red bar's high, I'm taking out my annotation tool here to show you. If we take out Friday's high, that will trigger the buy setup on the daily chart. That's a pullback, and then it will trigger the buy setup. And if we take, so bullish, if we take out Friday's high, I'm going to be bullish. If we take out Thursday's low, I'm going to be bearish. Since we have a rising 20 period moving average right below price, it's going to be very hard for me to be really bearish because I think any kind of a drop, I don't think will be sustainable right away. I don't think will produce strong follow through right away. Okay. But the bias or the game plan is easy. Over Friday's high, I'm going to be bullish. Under Thursday's low, I will be bearish. Applies to the SPY, to the IWM, whatever index you like to use. I like to use the Qs because it's dominated by the tech stocks which lead the economy. Now, one of the biggest tech companies, it's a car company, but you get the point, Tesla. Looks horrible, looks lower. It's the weakest thing in the big, you know, from the big mega cap tech names. And I know it's a car company, but it's more of a tech company than a car company. So it really looks lower to 150, and who knows, it might even continue on lower to here eventually. We don't know yet, but next stop looks to be, well, that's 126. So anywhere, somewhere here, probably. So, and if Tesla drops to 150, 125, I think the entire market will probably drop as well. So not there yet. We're not ready yet. Thursday's low needs to hold, or if we take out Friday's low, Friday's high, then I will continue to be bullish. All right. So that's the bias on the market. Here are the swing ideas that I like for tomorrow. There's a couple more ideas in the description of the video that I'm gonna go over here, because I try to keep the video as short as possible, or you know, under 10 minutes, under 15 minutes or so. Okay, ALNY is more of a longer term play. So it looks really bullish. That's the weekly chart. Here's the monthly time frame. Very bullish. I like it higher over, it's not a base, but whatever that is, over the prior high right here, which is 220.50, and then stop under 206.50 as a long-term play. Okay, so that's the ALNY. ANET is also a long-term play, but it's kind of a little late too. It's taken off already. Super bullish. Looks higher, just over Friday's high. I would put the stop, give it a lot of room, because again, long-term play. Look at the weekly. Here's the monthly. So near all-time high. Looks really bullish. Gapped up on earnings. So I like it higher as a long-term play. This would not be a long-term play. It would be only a short-term play on the APYX. Long over 152, stop under 130, target one, the resistance here at the top, which should be around $2 basically, target two about 250, or wherever the 20 MA is when price catches up to it. Okay, and there's a bunch of stocks that dropped a lot recently that look good higher for the next couple days. NOTV is one of them. It's not even on the list because it already triggered on Friday if you want to be in it, over 493. Okay, so and there's the DLO. So NOTV triggered on Friday, DLO I think triggered on Thursday, which were both called and mentioned in the room, in the strategic day trader room. EGIO triggered on Friday already over the base on the hourly chart, over 139 or so, but it's not too late. I still like it higher over this bar's high, which I think is 146, stop under 120 and target the gap fill or the 20 MA on the daily chart, about $2. Not a huge R to R, about 2 to 1 reward to risk. Okay, on the EGIO flex is a long-term play. I'm trying to accumulate. I already have a few long-term plays rather than short-term swings. Check out the flex on the monthly chart. I believe I showed you this a couple weeks ago, but it didn't get going until it looks like it's going to get going this week. So I like it higher. This is the monthly chart. Looks higher to the all-time high, which is about $50. Okay, really like it. Where do I like it? I mean, where's the entry? Over 2050 on the flex. FSLR is already up so much, but if you look at the weekly chart, it's just so bullish. Look at the FSLR. Triggered last week, but it's not too late as a long-term play. So entry over Friday's high, stop under the red bar's low off of the weekly time frame. Okay, long-term play. Intel, bad weekly, it's right into the declining 20. Decent daily, looks a little bit similar to the market. Long over Friday's high, stop under Thursday's low as daily buy setup. One can do the same thing with the Qs, with the IWM, with the SPY, if we take out Friday's high. Okay, the red bar's high as a daily buy setup. The SOXL, which is the leveraged ETF for the semiconductors stocks. So over the red bar, stop under the Thursday's bar. What else? TNA would be the leverage for the IWM. SPXL would be the leverage for the SPY. And then the TQQ would be the leveraged for the Qs. So just some ideas if you like the market higher. I do, but only if we take out Friday's high. Macy's, long over 2307, stop 2194 as a 1-2-3 setup on the daily chart after a really powerful gap on earnings on Thursday over a big red bar. That's always powerful. NETI is at all-time high, I believe. It's got a nice daily base breakout, so long right here. It's a little bit thin, stop under $9 or so. So as just a base breakout. I think Nerds is a 1-2-3 on the daily chart. Triggered on Friday already. I had a call on it and it triggered, but it's not late. I mean, it's not too late at all. Long over that bar's high, stop under it. That's only 90 cents. If you want to give it more room, then entry over Friday's high, stop under the base or under the pivot, under 12. Or tighter stop would be just under Friday's high, and you treat it like a 1-2-3 instead of a base breakout. It looks good on multiple time frames, on the daily, the weekly, the monthly. Look at the gap over here, gapped over two big red bars. Very powerful gap. Stock was breaking down, closed at the lows on this day, meaning the shorts stayed short, and then the next day the stock gaps up, trapping everybody that shorted it. Every single person that shorted it and stayed short was on this day underwater. These kind of gaps produce sometimes weeks and months long moves, that last weeks or months. Okay, so I like it. I like it a lot. NRXP, the entry for the NRXP was supposed to be really either over this base, okay, over that base, or over this base. So over $1 or over, I don't know what the number was there, pennies, 80 cents maybe. So it's a little late. But if you didn't get it, there's another entry over 134, $1.34, stop $1.10. Okay, so just another entry because it looks good. I don't want to keep showing you the weekly and the monthly, it takes time, but here's the weekly, for example. That looks pretty good on the weekly. A little late, here's the monthly. Looks good too, very oversold. So it can rally for a while before it reaches resistance. So that's why, even though it's a little late, one can still join in, I think, because it still has a lot of room. The QURE is the same issue, has the same issue as the NETI. It's a little bit thin, not very liquid. So over the base, stop under it, and then target one would be about 25.50. Okay, that would be target one. It's a daily base breakout. That's the QURE. A couple of China stocks. The Chinese stocks are caught fire the last couple of weeks. A lot of them are way up. I mean, a lot of them are up 100%, 50%, 75%, 100% in some cases. Here's a couple that are not too late at all. RLX is one of them. Over the triple top, which is $1.82. Stop. Again, it depends. If you think this is a long-term play and you absolutely don't want to get shaken out of it, then you give it room. You put it at 140. If you say, no, I'm only looking for a swing play, I'm just gonna do it for a few days. Okay, then long over the triple top, stop under Friday's low, which looks like about 164. Okay, so that's the RLX. Another Chinese stock is the TAL, which doesn't have a very tight stop, but again, it would be, I'm trying to collect some long-term plays over this the double top, whatever it is, 590. Oh, that's 581, and that bar is 589. So over 590 stop, I would give it to the red bar's low, which is 463. Can also use this bar's low also, this bar is low, but I would give it more room because it's not a very tight pattern. It's a sloppy pattern. If it's sloppy, you want to give it room. If it's tight, you can use the tight stop also. So it's a little sloppy. Again, a couple Chinese stocks, the TAL and the RLX, and everything else is really late. The WSC had a very nice gap on earnings. We played it as an earnings play, okay, and I kept it. And then it triggered also a 1, 2, 3. I added to it, and I was surprised to see it not, it moved up a little bit and immediately right back down. Now has another 1, 2, 3 or an hourly base breakout over this bar's high. Stop under the entire base. So this would be over 47.84. Let's say over 47.90. You always want to give it a little bit of room above the prior bar's high, especially if it's not a super liquid stock. In this case, it averages maybe 2 million shares a day. That's liquid enough for me. I'm not Warren Buffett, okay? That's pretty liquid for a swing trade. For a day trade, this would be like, not super liquid. It'd be okay, but it would be not very liquid. For day trading, I need over 1 million shares for sure. In this case, liquid enough to do as a day trade, but for swing trades, I only need about 500,000 a day, as a minimum, and then stop under the base. So I like it a lot. Very all-time high, very bullish. So those are the bullish ideas. Here are some bearish ideas. Bearish ideas are not as good. AUPH looks really amazing on the weekly chart. So check out the weekly time frame. It triggered last week, okay, but it's not too late at all. So short should have been under 482. Now it's 465. Stop over 540 minimum, or 565 also. This bar's high. So okay, looks really nice on the weekly, and target about 350. DNA is basing at the lows. This is a weekly chart. Let's take a look at the monthly, and here's the daily. So the daily already kind of broke down. It's not a very tight base, but I like it. It's got an hourly base breakdown or hourly sell setup. So under right here short, stop up here. It's a very tight stop. The main idea is not the hourly, it's not even the daily, it's the weekly base breakdown. And then since the weekly already triggered, you try and figure out a way to get in it even though it's already a little bit late. Notice the breakout failure right here. Broke out, massive volume, the biggest volume bar on the entire chart, and then came back in, and now it's breaking down. This turned out to be a breakout failure. So very, very bearish, and I like it lower. That's DNA. GSM, let's go back to the daily chart. I think this has a 1, 2, 3. Not exactly 1, 2, 3, but had a bearish gap down. So short under Thursday's low, stop either above Friday's high, or if you want safer, give it to Thursday's high as kind of a 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern after an igniting gap down. IMUX is a base breakdown, so under the base, whatever the lowest point is, I don't want to keep checking for you because that makes the video longer. 137. Stop would be over the base's high, which is 162. 137 short, under. If it breaks under, stop would be over 162. TNDM, very weak stock. Look at the weekly chart. So it looks lower under last week's low, stop above it. Okay, the same with the TWLO. TWLO short under last week's low, stop above it. Short under 48.50, stop over $57. TWLO, just like a lot of these tech growth companies, had an absolutely marvelous rally the last few years. Look at this. From, I mean, I don't know what the low was. It was in the 20s, $25. It went to 400, I think. 450. 450. That's 2,500%. Okay, almost. And now it's back down to $50 from 457 to $50, and it still honestly looks lower to 25. I mean, it's crazy stuff. But this Twilio is not the only thing. You can look. I mean, see what Carvana has done. CVNA. This is probably going to go bankrupt from $3.50 to $8. Look at Redfin. You can look at. There's so many of them. Look at Zoom, ZM. I don't know. Just so many that have collapsed 90%, 80%. VERU looks lower to $5 based on the monthly chart, but the play is off the daily. Would be short under 577, stop over 663, and target about $5. As I said, the bearish ideas are not as good as the bullish ideas, so let's hope the market actually goes higher on Friday, because we have a lot of ideas to play long. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you have, don't forget to hit the like button. If you want to find out more about what I do, check out the links in the description, or just simply email customer service info@t3live.com. info@t3live.com. I wish you the best of luck with your trading next week. I'm Sami Abu Saad with T3 Live. Good trading, everybody.